welcome back to the Mission.Powered podcast with me, your host, Emily, and I'm joined by fabulous Nick. Hi, Nick.
Hi.
Hey. So anyone who's watching on video will see that Nick looks absolutely glowing and gorgeous, and I look like microwaved shit.
Oh,
Perfect.
not true.
What a vibe. I just didn't have time. I went to the gym, had my breakfast, walked the dog, and just didn't have time to get ready. Anyway, welcome guys. So we're gonna do our little Q&A catch up for our Fit and Sick. So I'm not doing this, you do this, Nick. Tell everyone, in case they haven't listened to podcasts you've been on before, who you are. You don't have to say where you come from, but who you are and what you do.
Who you are, where you come from, how old are you?
Yeah.
Hi everyone. So I'm Coach Nick. I am one of the EM.Powered coaches. I help them run the Fit and Six, and I do one-to-one clients over as well. So absolutely loving it. Nutrition advisor and a qualified PT. And I've also got a dance teacher's qualification. Oh, and a gymnastics qualification. We can't be forgetting that one as well.
and you run a dance school.
Run a dance school, yeah. I'm a mum. I've got 2 little kids. And life's busy, but I love it. Love it.
Perfect. So I think most people will know who you are from listening to podcasts, but if you didn't, it's always nice to know. So we're in the midst of running our second Fit and Six of the year. Second Fit and Six of the year, and I always feel like these podcasts are really helpful. So again, if you're not 100% sure what the Fit and Six is, as Nick said, we run our coaching with our one-to-one girls, and then our Fit and Six it's our group coaching program that we do. It's a really good way for me, I think, is a really good way to come into online coaching. If you've never had an online coach before, it can be a little bit scary. It can be a little bit skeptical. And sometimes people aren't ready to just go one-to-one. So the Fit and Six is a really good way to come into online coaching, see what it's about, and then maybe come and work with us on a one-to-one basis. It's also our way of teaching you from the ground up what healthy habits you need for fat loss, for overall lifestyle health. It's got a cracking community in there. It's just, it's something I'm very proud of, and Nick has worked with me on it since last September, haven't you, Nick?
Yeah, absolutely love it.
Since last September. Before that, she went through 3 or 4 programs herself, so I knew that she knew it inside and out. And that's my favorite thing. It was the Fit and Six, wasn't it, that you made you want to sort of get your fitness qualifications, nutrition qualifications?
100%. Like, obviously doing diets and lifestyle changes and stuff on your own in the past, it's hard, and it was definitely doing the Fit and Six, and it just opened my eyes to how much there is to learn out there and understand about it, and that's what made me want to look into it more and then get my qualifications, because I don't know, I wasn't ready to stop learning when the Fit and Six was over. I wanted to know more. I wanted to help people myself. And I just absolutely loved it. And you can see how amazing it is, the results that we get off it, and how much people change, lifestyle, physical appearance, mental motivation, everything from it. It's just phenomenal, and I love it. Yeah.
That's such a compliment to me and the business, because I've had a couple of people in the past. I've got some clients at the moment who are I want to do my qualification. I cannot believe how much this has changed my life. And they really believe in it. It's so amazing. So love that. But you're absolutely smashing it. Clients are smashing it. And we've just been chatting about our first photo shoot collaboration thing as well, which is exciting. All the girls on the Fit and Six are going to listen to this and be like, oh my God, I want to do it. Because that's the first time we've said. But okay, should we go through some quick fire Q&As, babe, then?
Let's do
it. I actually put this on my Instagram yesterday, but a lot of these questions are what have come up in the Fit and Six, so they're going to be really handy for anyone listening. Even if you're you feel you listen to the podcast, you know a lot of stuff, it's always great to go over the basics, I think, as well, and just to hear them beginning questions again, to go, oh yeah, even for me, I do that sometimes. So first question wasn't actually about food or habits, it was about picking a gym, which I thought was really good. And the question was, how do you find a gym that you know is right for you? And I think this is such a good question that a lot of people just skip over, because I'll be dead honest with you, right? I wouldn't probably join a Pure Gym. You're in Pure Gym, aren't you?
Yeah.
So this is where we differ, right? I much prefer going to a dingy, oh no, not dingy, that's tight. Not dingy, but what people would say and I hate saying this because I'm like falling into stereotype, but like a me said gym.
Yeah.
Like, what are these called, Nick, by the way? I call them bunny ears and I never know what to call them
Yeah,
on
the
the podcast.
bunny ears, are they meant to be like, is it
Are they in,
or something
are
like
they
that?
inverted commas?
Oh,
That is so funny. I just seen that come up on your screen, the balloons. Anyway, so a me said gym, but I don't like calling that. But like, let's say an old school gym.
yeah.
Like, that is my preference because I don't like the fluff. I like going to the gym, put my headphones in, getting it done. Ollie would disagree with me because he has to talk to everyone in the gym, which is true. But just going in, getting it done, you know, having the old school equipment and then leaving. I've worked in gyms where they've had like a spa attached to them and they are lovely. But for me, that environment doesn't necessarily motivate me.
Yeah.
And the same with like Pure Gym and stuff is that I think Pure Gym's a very social gym. So I definitely think it has like its everything has like a pros and cons. I've got clients that would not train in the gym that I train in. They are just like, no, don't like it. It's dirty. It's this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
I think when it comes to, because you enjoy Pure Gym, don't you, Nick? Oh.
Well, I'm like, not that I'm like slating the gym or anything like that.
Yeah.
Not my vibe at all. Do you know what I mean? And it's not that I don't like it. It's just, for me, it was basically purely picked at the moment just on the fact that it's there. It's literally 2 minutes from my house. You know, I've got 2 kids. I've got to get them to school. I've got like stuff to do. So for me, it's 24 hours. So it just works well, like with it being 24 hours. In all honesty, like, I've actually just changed the time that I'm going to the gym because I can't stand how busy it is at like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning when I was going. Like, it absolutely drives me insane, and I can't stand waiting around to get my training program done when I know I've got to get home and sort the kids out and be a mum and that. So I've changed up my time and I do prefer it. But I think for me, I'm like, coming from a home workout background, that's obviously where I started. Like, my training was doing home workouts through lockdown and all that. Like, I like to just have a space where I can just get in and get it done and like just be in my own little bubble and then get out. Like, I can't like stand all the faffing around and waiting around and all that. So for me, like, yeah, convenience wise, it's perfect. But yeah, I do find it's like maybe because of the convenience of it, like that's why it's so busy sometimes. Like, I'm not sure, but yeah, there's pros, like you said, there's pros and cons to it. I wouldn't say that I love it, but it's ideal for me at the moment. That fits with me.
And I think you've answered that so well, like compared to what I do. Like, obviously, I am pregnant, I am going to have a baby, and it is going to like change for me and stuff. But I do feel like what you said there is that there's picking a gym that you like.
Yeah.
So if you'd had all the time in the world, wouldn't we all love to go to a lovely gym and then have a spa and a jacuzzi and do all that? Yeah, like, it would be lovely. And if you have got the opportunity to do that, or I always say, because I've got clients who train in spa gyms, that's their self-care that they do over weekends.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, like, spas and stuff, I would probably go to like 2 or 3 times a year.
It's a treat, isn't it?
Yeah, it don't really bother me, but some people love a swim, love a sauna, and I think, well, if that's important to you, then maybe go to a gym where you have got that. Whereas for me, I am like, I want to go to a gym. This is honestly how basic I can be. I want to go to a gym that's got good working equipment and a clean toilet. Anything else?
No, I'm the same. As long as
you don't have
clean.
to have a receptionist. Don't have to have like anywhere I can get water. I'll take my own. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it really doesn't bother me, because I've been at a gym that was a meathead gym and I couldn't even go for a piss when I was there. It was vile.
Oh, no.
And I did all of my training for my wedding and my hen do in this meathead gym. But you know what the best thing was? It was only ever me there. No one else trained there. Like, the times that I went, it would just be dead. I can't believe I trained there for that long. Never being able to go for a way. It was disgusting. And yeah, but there was never. But again, that's what works for me, because I'd rather go to a gym. I don't need an environment. Some people love going at that time. Like you were saying, people love going when it's busy because they like the social aspect. They thrive off that energy. So great, go to a busy gym. You know, I definitely think the best way to pick a good gym is to go and look around it at the time that you're going to train. That is absolutely, for me, one of the things that I do. And also, never be afraid to go to a gym and say, can I just have a look round? Because I think 100%. A lot of people feel like, if I'm going to go to a gym, I'm joining that gym. Like, no,
Like 9
Go and
times out of 10, like all the gyms now, you can even go online. They just book like a little slot where they
a
show
day
people
pass.
around, and you can go. And yeah, you can pay for a day pass for like between
Yeah,
£5 and £8, and you can go and do a training session, get a
exactly.
feel for it,
And I think another
what you
thing as well
like.
is classes. Like, I know that I don't promote classes for shape change,
Mm,
but if you like doing a class for cardio, then it's gonna need you're gonna want a class that's got classes on then as well.
yeah,
Whereas for me, that's probably why it's not my vibe. And I think also I've worked in God knows how many gyms and taught classes. I feel like I've just had me fill of like,
that
call them like
environment.
Globo gyms, but yeah, gyms like that, and that's why I just like the little box gyms. Get me in and out, bosh, done.
Yeah,
You know, it's for like the
same.
equipment tester.
Headphones in. Don't speak to me. I've got something to
Yeah,
do. Like, just leave
although I
me
am the
to
worst.
it.
As me and Ollie were talking about this right the other day, because we left the gym and I was like, see ya. It's like to all my gym friends, and we've been going. We go to the same gym, and he talks to no one. And I said, no, Ollie, I feel like I've got gym Tourette's. Like, I go into the gym. No, genuinely, I go into the gym, right? And if I see someone, I smile at them, and I'm literally like, love your leggings. Oh, God. Hi, how's training going? Oh, shut up. Like, I just can't help it. I literally have just got like, and I think that's probably come from working in gyms since I was like
Yeah,
16
that
as
social
well.
aspect of being there.
Yeah. And before you know it, I'm 3 months in. I've got 12 best mates in the gym. I hug the receptionist. Honestly, I'm not even lying. That is not an exaggeration. I don't know. It just, yeah.
I can actually
Just comes
believe
from
it.
that.
Don't worry.
So it takes me an hour and 45 minutes to do a 40-minute workout because I love to talk to people. Right, so that's how you pick a gym. Pick one that you like, go and visit at the time that you're going to go, and have that little checklist of what you want, because it is important. Like I said, one of the biggest things, so when I trained in the gym I was training after the hen doing the wedding, one of the reason after the wedding, I massively lost motivation in training. I was like, shit, what am I gonna do? Like, I used to hate going to gym, used to hate thinking about it, and that's when I moved gyms. That is a great signal that it's. I know one of the girls asked about how to pick a gym, but a sign that if you're losing motivation could be a sign that you need to move gyms as well, because there is nothing like going into a new atmosphere to make you feel motivated.
Yeah,
If
new environments, isn't it? It's like new faces, different
exactly.
equipment. Like, it's
Yeah.
got to actually like walk around and see what's what and where's all
And
the
I do
equipment you
this with a
want.
lot of my one-to-one clients. I say to them, if they're really lacking in motivation, I say, how do you feel about going to the gym? I hate going to the gym. It's this, that. I'm like, right, let's move gyms. Let's just pull it on it, put a pin in it, and let's go to a different gym. And honestly, 99% of the time, people are like, wow, I would never have thought to have done that. I would have just stopped going.
Yeah, it's because you get into a habit, isn't it? It's just easy. Like,
Yeah.
we'll just go there, just go there. Like, it's easy.
Yeah,
But
and that motivation drops
you're not going to push
100%.
yourself as hard if you don't feel motivated in the space that you're working in.
1,000,000%. Okay, we've spoke 13 minutes about that then, Nick. So we'll move on to the next question. Let's have a little look here. I'm just going to pick some random ones that we got. Right, this isn't specifically a question, but it is something that comes up a lot on the Fit and Six, right? And it's about syncing your watch to MyFitnessPal. So one of the things that we're really hot on, and probably say, I don't know, 300 times over the course of the Fit and Six, is make sure that if you are doing fat loss and you are tracking your calories, that your device that you're tracking your steps and your workouts on is not connected to MyFitnessPal. Because when you look at calories in versus calories out, your watch is going to add on calories to MyFitnessPal, so you're then going to overeat. And so one thing we need to understand about when we do calorie calculators, or we get given a calorie deficit, is the amount of calories that we think we burn in workout is so minimal. Like, it's not even worth tracking. Nick, do you track your calories on your watch when you're working out?
I don't track it for calories. I just kind of like, I do put my watch on to workout mode, but that's more like as like a motivation thing for me.
Yeah.
See like the numbers going up. I can see my heart rate going up. Now, obviously, I know that's not 100% accurate. Like, I know that. It's just more of like a motivational thing.
Yeah, which is
I
fine.
feel like I've done something. And obviously, you know, you watch flashes up, doesn't it? Oh, you've closed your exercise ring. And although I know it's nothing from a coaching point of view, it does make you feel like, oh,
Yeah,
but
fine.
mine
I've got no
doesn't
idea
hook
what
to
that means,
anything.
by the way, because I've never had one of them fancy watches ever in my whole life. I don't know what an exercise ring means. People talk about it all the time.
Yeah, so I've got like, so when you set up your Apple Watch, you can put like in, like, it'll tell you, like, so I'll need to do, like, once I've done 10,000 steps, it like lights up and flashes a little ring, like, oh, you've reached your step goals, gives you like a little pat on the back type of thing. And then when you've done like 30 to 40 minutes exercise a day, it, like, your ring closes, and just like little things like that.
Yeah,
Um,
so that is
yeah,
motivational,
it's just
isn't
like a
it?
little motivation, but mine's 100% not like connected to anything, because like you said, I don't see the point. I'm not going to reconsume the calories
Yeah.
then burn, because it's just the
But
object,
so many
you know?
people do, yeah. And I think what we have to be really clear about fitness devices, and this is something that a lot of people are like not blown away with, but like a little bit like whoa on the Fit Six, is that guys, I don't care how expensive your watch is, like it cannot tell you how many calories you
No.
are burning unless you are in a clinical setting, and even then it's not 100% accurate. So yeah, I know these watches are expensive, and I know it's hard to believe, but they're not true. They might be good for giving you an estimate heart rate, like you were saying, Nick. You
Yeah.
know, maybe pick that up, but they just cannot tell you how many calories you're burning. Like, it's just not accurate,
No.
and
And to be
therefore
honest,
it's not worth tracking.
I can 100% back that, because I can do, so on a Friday, I tend to do a workout at home, because a Friday's like a busy morning for me at home. I
Yeah,
get up, and sometimes, so I do the same workout every Friday. I'm telling you now, I don't change it. The only thing I'll do is increase weights if I can do.
yeah.
I could, like, it could tell me I've burned 100 less calories than I did the Friday before, or
Mm,
it could tell me I've burned 100 more. So you know that it's not accurate, because
okay, that's good.
you know what
Yeah,
I mean. You can't compare. Like, there's not that much difference. Like, there's nothing
difference.
different that I'm doing. I do it in the same time frame, the same environment, same equipment. So
Yeah, no, and I think something else just going on that like fitness tracker thing is if you are looking at your calories burnt on your watch, you are going to automatically think that weight training is worse for you than cardio, because you will burn
a hell of a lot.
initially, you will burn less calories doing weight training than you would a spin class because of heart rates, but post workout, when you're recovering
Yeah,
and your body's taking a lot more energy to recover from weight training, a lot more calories to recover versus recovering from a spin class or a HIIT class. And also, not to mention the other 101 million benefits of weight training for cardio. But again, if you're looking at calories on your watch, you're just looking at the wrong thing. Like, you're not tracking the right info
for weight
for
loss.
progress and
No,
results. Yeah. So anyway, just bringing it back to where we started on this question. Everyone said I've always synced my fitness pal to my tracker. Should I disconnect it? Yes.
100%.
Because honestly, this is what I was saying. See, I start questions and don't start sentences, don't finish them. Which is what I was saying. When you do a calorie calculator, or we give you a calorie deficit, we are basically looking at your height, your weight, your sex, and we take into account like your output of, okay, they're going to be training 3 to 5 times a week. They're going to be doing 8 to 10,000 steps. That's enough. So you then do not need to then add calories on and take calories off. Consistency wins with fat loss. Like, that's why you want to be consistent with it. And that is a really, really, really common downfall that if you're not working with a coach, people will make, is that you will keep your devices connected to MyFitnessPal and it will add on calories.
Yeah, I know people have
Um,
got it and haven't even realised, because they've had it synced up, and then they're
yeah,
putting their meals in, and they're like, shit, I've got like an extra 400 calories to eating it, and then getting to the end of the week and being like, hang on, and then taking it for 2 weeks to even figure out why they've got all these extra calories.
And also, Nick, like you just said, people are getting 400 extra calories a day. They're not thinking, oh my God, I can have an extra salad.
Oh,
They're thinking, yes, bring on the Percy pigs.
no.
Oh my God, I hope people aren't watching this back, because I look like I'm off to heaven. Why is it so bright? Like, it's because it's so dark when the blinds are closed. Okay, well, let's move on. Let's maybe aim for like 3 more questions. Let's have a little look. Okay, Nick, I'm going to ask you this question first. I know I've not prepped you any of these questions, sorry. And again, I'm just going to tweak it. So someone put in the Fit and Six, right? I've been food shopping this morning and I picked up some Aldi protein mousses. I'm going to see who answered this actually. Oh no, I was going to say me and you replied. Aldi protein mousses, the Aldi milkshakes, and the Aldi protein bars. Are these any good?
Okay.
It's not a trick question. Just
Not a trick question. They're not bad. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing like bad about having them. Ideally, though, you don't want to be having a protein mousse, a protein shake, a protein bar as like all throughout the same day, because obviously that's not getting your protein and your nutrition from like good whole food. You want to be like protein, nutrition, fiber, you know, all that jazz, all the goodness first, like your
micronutrients.
And then if you're struggling to hit your protein, then add like a mousse in or a yogurt or a shake and do it that way. Like ideally, that's what you want to be doing. I had a similar question on one of the check-ins I was reading through this morning. They were saying, I think they're like a vegetarian, so they were struggling to get their protein up, which we know it can be harder when you're a vegetarian, but it can be done. And they were saying about like adding things in, and I was like, yeah, of course you can add them in if you feel like you need them, but there's also other options. Before you head for that protein shake, you could do some Greek yogurt with, you know, honey. You could do like cottage cheese snack with like some crackers, and like there's other ways of doing it. But yeah, I wouldn't say they're not bad, but ideally you don't want to be like consistent your whole daily calorie intake on like protein, like obviously protein foods, really.
Yeah, 100%. That's exactly what I was going to say, is that like they're good as an alternative. So if you're thinking, oh, I want a Mars bar every day, or like no, say if you're thinking I want a Mars bar, but you've then got a protein bar which has got less sugar and it's going to help you hit your protein, okay, then it's a better alternative to hit your protein. Same like, you know, I have every afternoon I have a protein yogurt with berries on, like love it, loads of fruit, and it's really good, and I had that protein yogurt. But if you look at my food throughout the rest of the day, like for my breakfast I have eggs and turkey rashers, for my lunch I have chicken, for my evening meal I'll have like red meat or fish or red meat or fish or something like that. And you know, I probably have, I would say, 2 protein products a day. One is definitely always a yogurt. And then the other one, maybe a protein bar or a clear whey. Excuse me. Or that's all I have really. Protein yogurt, protein bar, or a clear whey.
I prefer a yogurt, especially like when you're on the go, or like it's
handy. But like you said,
like
they should only be used as add-ons. So for example, I had one of my clients yesterday, and she's been having for a breakfast a shake and a yogurt, and then at lunch another yogurt. And I was like, I get it. You're trying to be good because you're like 25 grams of protein, 25 grams of protein, but you need to vary it because, like you said before, Nick, your whole food sources of protein, your chicken, your fish, your cottage cheese, your Greek yogurts, that they're coming with other benefits.
Exactly.
When you look at protein bars and you look at all of this stuff, they do have additives in that other whole sources don't. Yes, they are better alternatives for sure, but they are not a better substitute for a whole food diet.
No, 100%.
It should be in a way. But I think from a convenience point of view is that it's really hard. Like it's not your fault. Like it's hard when you should be getting more protein in, and you walk down an aisle and all you see on a box is 25 grams of protein, 20 grams of... Do you know what are the worst? I'm going to piss on so many people's bonfires now. Aldi protein pancakes. No, not high protein. Not high protein. They're 400 and something calories for the whole box and 20 grams of protein. We all know the rule of thumb when it comes to protein. Per 100 calories, it should have 10 grams of protein. If it's less, it's not high protein.
You can make your own high protein pancakes with better ingredients. You can use and bananas, eggs, and Greek yogurt.
Exactly. So you're getting that fibre in as well. And it's convenience, isn't it? That's what people are looking for.
In the fridge, so you just got to grab it each day. It lasts 3 or 4 days in the fridge.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I think that's a good question to have, is that no, they're not bad to have, but they are not... You shouldn't be looking at your meal plan and going, oh, I'll have a protein yogurt for breakfast, then I'll have a shake, and then I'll have that. Like, you need to be looking at whole food sources. Okay, let's do, where are we on time? Let's just do last 5. I know I said 25, but you got 5 more minutes.
Yeah,
Just do 2
good.
more questions. Okay. Let me just hang on. Okay. Let's do this one because this is always quite a good one to ask. So someone said, I've got a night out on Saturday, including a Chinese and drinks. Any tips on how to navigate this?
I think my face says it all.
Do you think we're the same, aren't we?
Well, in all honesty,
go on, you go.
You don't have to be nutritionally qualified to understand that obviously a Chinese is probably one of the worst takeaways that you could have. And you can tell that just by the consistency, the sweetness.
It's the one
look at a Chinese and know that it's full of fat, it's full of chemicals, it's full of
trans fat, and not just from a fat loss point of view, from a health point of view.
Yeah, 100%.
If you look, like you said, like we're not like digging out takeaways, like best takeaways are like Greeks and Turkish, where you're getting that lean meat, you can have it with the salad, whatever. And then you've got you're going down the scale, and you've got things like takeaway pizzas and Chinese, in my opinion, are the ones that are filled with preservative, trans fats, flavors, calories, obviously, but I think it's really important to understand it, because so many people roll their eyes and think, oh, they tell you can't have a takeaway. We're informing you from a waste, from your waste health and your internal health, that actually they're not good for both of them things. Sorry, Nick, but I just want to highlight that. Go on, carry on. No, your advice, and I'll go.
Like, I'm the same. Like, don't get me wrong. I know so many people do love a takeaway, and that, like, I've had people over the years like, well, if I'm getting a Chinese, like, what is the best thing to choose? In all honesty, like, there's nothing that's going to be different than the other on a Chinese menu. And I think what's hard about it as well is, like, obviously, if you were to go to an actual, like, a decent Chinese restaurant, or like, if you were to visit like the city itself and things like that, the food's not like that. It's not like what you get in a takeaway. It's just like everything tastes the same. It's all gloopy. It's all sugary. Like, from putting it in your mouth, it's not good for you. Like, every single person knows. So to answer that question,
it's really bad for you. But no,
yeah. But if I that question, I'd be like, listen, if you can eat before you go, then I would definitely advise to do that. Maybe just sit and be like involved in the social occasion. Still go, still be present. Have yourself a drink if you want to drink. Be there, be a part of it. But maybe eat before you go, so you're not tempted to stock up on all the Chinese.
As our job as a coach, right? Is that everybody thinks that no. Your job as a coach is to find a solution, whichever way, which it is. But sometimes the solution isn't try this instead of this, do this instead of this. Sometimes the solution is point blank, that's not a good idea, and this is why. Do you know what I mean? So when I remember answering that question on the live, someone said about what would you navigate on this, and I said my advice would be don't have the Chinese, like genuinely, and explained it and backed it up with that. And I said, like you said, Nick, the best advice to be was hold yourself to a higher standard. Eat your tea before you go, or either be the catalyst that says, if it's a girls' night, girls, can we go to this Turkish down the road, instead of the Chinese, and just put that in there? Because the bottom line is nobody feels great after a Chinese. Everybody feels like shit because they are full of shit. And our job as a coach is to like inform you of the why, and actually trust me, if you can if you can navigate around this by having better food, having a few drinks, you'll wake up on Sunday and you'll be way thankful and you'll feel so much better. Whereas if we told you, okay, go for this instead of this, when we really know it makes no difference, we're then saying like, but you're going to wake up on Sunday, you're going to have a food hangover, which is where you feel super dehydrated, your stomach's probably bloated from the preservatives in it. And so sometimes the answer isn't how do we navigate? Sometimes the answer is we need to change it. And that's probably a habit that's holding you back. I know I used to work with people and they used to have a chippy every single week. It was like a family thing. And I remember feeling bad, because I knew that was the holding back. I knew that every Friday they were consuming 3,000-4,000 calories easily. But because it was like a family thing, I remember used to feeling like guilty telling them, oh, it's not the best thing. Now I don't, because I'm like, if it's the family thing, let's do something better for the family. Go bowling with the money you'd spend on the takeaway. Change the takeaway. Cook together, because I know that that's the better thing for you. Because
exactly, half the time it's about the social occasion rather than like the actual food that you're eating. So like you said, if you've got family around, then turns each weekend, like you're cooking this weekend, I'll cook this weekend, or like you said, go to a different restaurant. There's plenty of options to do, as long as you're being social and you're still like in the moment.
And
that's what you're really going for, aren't you? To be in people's company.
Chinese. We made, oh my god, and I can't remember the recipe. Yes, I can. It was out of my own recipe book. It genuinely was. It was the sweet and sour chicken out of my recipe book, and it was amazing. And it literally was like, what it was like honey, bit of orange juice, like proper ingredients. It was phenomenal, Nick. Right, let's do one more question. Have you got any questions that you can think of from your check-ins? If not, don't worry, because I'll just pick one out there. No, let me get one then. Okay.
Not off the top of my head. I am on the so I'll look through.
When I get back, and it goes. Okay, cool. This is a good one. This is a really good one. We'll finish on this one because I think this is quite good. So, morning, ladies. After do my gym workout tonight, and we'll have tea when I get back. Any good tips on a little something I can eat to get me through my workout? P.S. I don't like bananas. Lol. So I think this is a really good question to talk about. What do we eat pre-workout before we, if we're going to have breakfast or a meal after? So this can be either morning. So I train in the morning. And annoyingly, I didn't eat this morning. I have like days when I'm like, depending on what I've eaten the night before, which I do think is important. Like, if you have a carb heavy meal for your dinner the night before and you're training at 6 a.m., you may not need to eat something. I think, again, so many people here, you must eat before you train. You must eat straight after you train. You don't have to. Whatever's working for you. Some days I'll wake up hungry, so I'll have a piece of toast, peanut butter and honey on. Other days, like today, I was like, yeah, all right. And then I started doing my deadlifts and was starving. But anyway, so I didn't eat before I go. So I think, for me, what I would advise my clients is, you want something that's going to go into your bloodstream quickly. This is really, really important to get your head around. Is that if you want something, let's say you had your lunch in work at 1 o'clock and you go in the gym at 5, you probably want to be eating something that's a little bit more substantial at 3, maybe a protein yogurt and some fruit. That would probably see you through. But if you are like, don't have time and I just need something fast, to snack on the way to the gym, things I would recommend would be things like cereal bars, a rice cracker with jam on, something light. You don't want anything that you're going to feel in your belly, but you want to be thinking carbohydrates, because carbohydrates are easily broken down and go into your bloodstream quicker. So you're going to have that. You only need that boost of energy because after you work out, you're probably going to have your bigger meal. So yeah, I would say cereal bar, rice cracker and jam, maybe a bit of like dried fruit. Anything? How would you answer that question, Nick?
I'm a bit like you at the start. Like, I think it's totally person dependent, like what it is. Like some mornings I'll get up and I can't stomach anything. When I get up, if I'm out it, like I just can't eat as soon as I wake up. Whereas, like I said, other mornings I'll wake up and I'm hungry. I am hungry. Like, if I'm going to do this big workout now, I need something. So yeah, I think it all depends on like the time of day that you're training. It depends like you as a person, like how you feel getting up. To be honest, most times sometimes a coffee's enough for me. Like, it's what time that you were training, do you know what I mean? But obviously that's me like getting up and doing it in the morning. I don't train of an evening, so my body's completely different. Like, it's ready for something else. But yeah, 100%. I think carbohydrate wise, it's going to boost your energy stores up. It's going to give you that little bit of an extra push, isn't it, in your workout? It's not going to fill a massive hole, but it's going to fill you enough to obviously get through the workout and to not feel like sometimes you can feel sick, can't you, when you before you work out. So yeah, definitely something light, but something that like boosts your energy, but it's not like a whole meal. It just needs to be a very small snack and something that you can eat on the go if you need to be. A client of mine swears by rice crackers, or like you can get savoury ones, can't you, and like sweet ones. They're very like low in calories as well, which is great. So you can just have 2 of them in the car on the way to the gym or before you get there. they're always
Easy and
perfect
light,
as well.
that's what I
So
would say,
definitely
yeah. So
something that's just
whereas
easy and
I think
light.
some people, what I've seen in the past,
Yeah.
would have a protein bar. And I just think it's if you're going to the gym, it's too heavy. Yeah, it's too heavy. It's
Too
low in
stodgy.
sugar. Protein bars are positive because they're low in sugar. You need sugar to get through your workout well. You need carbohydrates to push through your workout. So this is where, again, we're not these type of coaches that are going to tell you not to eat carbs. Carbs great for you. Carbs are really good for you. And they're going to support you. So yeah, I think before you go train, oh, do you know what? Let's see what people replied. Okay, so mini saurine, yes, mini saurine are great. Okay, so
yeah,
I'm actually
nice.
gonna just caveat what someone replied. I actually didn't see this. So someone said baby bells. So we know that baby bells are low calorie, high in protein, good for a snack if you're a little bit peckish in the day. I personally wouldn't say they're a great pre-workout snack. Again, just because they're zero carbohydrates. So good for a little snack in the day if you're just going from like meeting to meeting, or you're a little bit peckish before your lunch. But yeah, when we're talking about pre-workout, you want to be thinking, okay, I want something that's going to push me through the shizzle. Okay. Nick, should we leave it there? Half an hour.
Energy.
Okay, we'll do another one because there's
perfect.
probably about 157 more questions that we need to get through. So we'll pick them up. Okay, guys, thanks for listening. Hope that was helpful. I'm sure me and Nick will be back. Maybe not next week, the week after. We'll do another one. We'll touch base on some more questions. But as always, please drop us a message if you want us to cover anything on the podcast. So my Instagram is @_EM.Powered. Perfect.
Mine is Nick _team
_Empowered. Hope you enjoyed it. And as always, our DMs are always open for you to ask any questions about coaching, about the upcoming Fit and Six, which is going to be later on this year. I wasn't meant to say that, we've already said it. And yeah, Nick, it's been a pleasure, babe, and I will speak to you soon. I'm going to wear makeup next time. Love you. Bye.
Perfect. Thanks for having me. Bye.